So this is the last lesson in this chapter, the 1.7. Okay, this is the last one. It's called solving absolute value equation and inequality. It's very important, and some of you will be lost in it, but just focus with me on the PowerPoint. And when we're gonna do the application, we're gonna do it together. Okay, we're gonna do everything together. Let's start. What does it mean, absolute value of x? You need to be careful very well to this part. Absolute value, first the sample is as two lines like this, two lines, standing lines. This is the value of the sample of the absolute value. What does it mean? All the time, the absolute value represents the distance x is from 0 on the number line, okay? So it's the distance. Yeah, and it means when I say about distance, I'm talking about distance. It means I'm sure that distance cannot be a negative answer. That's why all the time the absolute value should give me an output, an answer positive. It cannot be a negative answer. Always positive. That's it. Example, what is absolute value of -3? What is the distance from 0 to the point -3? If you are on the point 0, I'm standing on the point 0, and I want to go to the point -3. How many steps are gonna move? You will not say I will move -3 steps. No, I'm moving 3 steps. Okay, so this is the absolute value of -3, 3. If you are on the ground floor, okay, and 0, okay, you want to go down to the down under the underground مثلا -5 level. تنزل على -5 على الباركينج يعني. Okay, but how many what is the distance that I'm using to go? يعني how many steps I went down? How many levels I went down? I went 5 levels. يعني the absolute value of -5 is 5. I went 5 levels, but I want 5 levels underground عشان هيك نقول -5. But the distance not -5. I went 5 levels down. يعني distance 5. Okay? If you have any question, sure, for this part, you can ask me later. So here, I'm here. That's it. If I'm at the point -3, what is the distance if I'm moving? What is that separate this point -3 from -3 till 0? How many I'm moving? How many steps I'm moving? 1, 2, 3. That's it. So that's why the absolute value is also positive. It's the distance between the point 0 and this point -3. Should distance. And if you are standing here and you want to go to -3, how many steps you gonna move? 3 steps. Even if you are here, how many steps? 3 steps. ما بقول أنا -3 steps. That's why my answer is all the time positive. Now, what is absolute value? Example, absolute value of x is equal to 5. Okay. What are the possible values of x? What can I have here instead of x? I could have 2 possible values. Why? Because I know that if x is 5, it gives me 5. And if x is -5, it gives me 5 also. So I have 2 possible values inside. I could have x or minus or y. Because this, it could be positive answer, and x is equal 5, or minus x equal 5. Okay, so because x here could be positive or negative, but the answer is all the time positive. So it could be or x, or this one could be minus x, minus a number. So what will be my answer all the time? 5 or -5. Let's check it. If you replace x here by 5, what is absolute value of 5? It's 5. What's absolute value of -5? It's also 5. Okay, so I could have here 5 or -5. I hope that you got it. Now, how do you solve an absolute value equation? All the time when you have an absolute value equation, it cannot give me here a negative number. So if you see an absolute value equation with equal negative number directly, you're gonna say it's impossible, doesn't exist. I cannot solve it. So to solve step up 2 new equations, then solve each equation. Okay, this one will give me 2 equations. Yani, I can have here all this as it is. It's ax plus b is equal to c, or it could be here minus ax plus b equal to c. And then I'm gonna solve it. I'm gonna explain for you why I put like this and by writing an example. And then you're gonna solve the equation. I will give you an example a little bit. What does it mean, this one? Look at me. If you have absolute value, okay, now you cannot see this color. I think I'm writing with the orange. Let's write with another color. Okay. If you have absolute value of 5, okay, what is the sign of inside? 5 is positive, so it gives me the same answer that is inside. It's 5. Okay. If I have inside minus 5, absolute of minus 5, also it's 5. But you need to be careful how I got this 5. The sign inside is what? Is negative. So the answer should be the opposite of minus 5. Yani, if inside is negative, okay, my answer should be opposite of the inside. How do we translate? Yani, opposite of minus 5. How we translate in math opposite? It's minus. So it's minus 5. So what will be my answer? It's 5 also. So from here comes this minus here. Yani, here why I have to, because if here ax plus b is positive, so my answer is the same, ax plus b. But if x plus b is negative, like here, I have minus 5. So my answer should be the opposite of the inside. That's why I have this minus here. The opposite of the inside. So all the time when you are solving an absolute value equation equal to a number, it gives me two equations. Or as it is equal to the answer, or minus what you have inside equal to the answer. Sure, I'm pretty sure that you will be able to understand this part when we're gonna start the application with more equations. I will wait a little bit to show you what I wrote here, and then I'm gonna pass to another. All the time when you want to solve an absolute value, it should be by itself. And if I had here plus something minus something, you need to move it first before you start to solve. When I need to solve a absolute value equation, it should be by itself, meaning absolute value equal to something. Okay, cannot have, for example, here times 2. I need to move it all before I start to solve. You're gonna see it in the applications, don't worry. So if I want to solve this one, so it will give me two equations. It will give me 6x minus 3 equal to 15, or the opposite, minus 6x minus 3 equal to 15. So you're going to see it here. So, yeah, and it means I don't know what is the sign of 6x minus 3. I don't know if this one is positive or negative. So, yeah, and it means I have two cases. If this one is positive, so it will stay the same. But if this one is negative, it will give me an opposite answer. So minus 6x plus 3 equal to 15. Then you're going to solve each one. And then you're going to have the answer. So x could be 3 or x minus 2. Let's check our work. If you replace x by 3 here, 6 times 3, 18. Minus 3, it's 5. It's 15, sorry. So it's right. If you replace x by minus 2, let's see what it is. 6 times minus 2, it's minus 12. Minus 12 minus 3, it's minus 15. Absolute value of minus 15, it's 15. Okay, like this you can check your work. I did it already. Another one here. I said in the remark, the absolute value should be alone all the time. So I cannot directly start to solve and say, okay, 2x plus 7 equal to 8, 2x plus minus 2x minus 7 equal to 8. No. First I have this minus 3. I should move it to the other side. So I need to get the absolute value part by itself first. So I need to move minus 3 to the other side, becomes plus 3. 8 plus 3 is 11. And then now I will have two equations. Okay? It's easy. It just, you need to focus on and work step by step. And then once I have the final answer, you can check your work. 2 times 2, 4, plus 7, 4, 11. Here, 2 times minus 9, minus 18, plus 7, 11. So you have the right answer. That's it. Now, if I have an inequality, how are we going to solve it? The same. It's similar, exactly like the equation. So, but just you need to just know if it's smaller, here it's and. So I have ax plus b less than c and minus x plus b less than c. And sure, c should be positive because absolute value cannot be less than a negative number. If you see less than minus, it's impossible. You're going to see it later in the classroom. No. If absolute value is bigger than a number c, okay, here it's not and, it's or. Okay, so you have the same, ax plus b bigger than c, or minus ax plus b bigger than c. So when it's less, it's and. When it's bigger, it's or. Okay, And then also you solve it normally and you flip the sign when you multiply by a negative number. It's exactly the same like in the inequality that, and here we are back to the preceding chapter, the inequality. So I want to solve this one. Less than or equal, also it's the same. Less, it means it's and. Okay, so I have two, it gives me two inequalities. For x, you're gonna see how you know, I will show you how do you know your, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it alone first. Okay, I'll take my time to solve it. Okay, so here it will give me 4x minus 9 less than or equal to 21. Miss, I forgot if it's and or. Okay, I'm gonna give you a trick. Don't write anything now. In the end, you'll know that it's and or. And the second one will be the opposite of this one. So it's minus 4x plus 9 less than or equal to 21. So I didn't write and or because I don't know, I forgot. Here it becomes an and, it's written, but I forgot, I'm solving in the quiz. So I don't write anything in the beginning. I will solve. I will have 4x less than 21 plus 9, so I will have 4x less than or equal to 30. So I have x less than or equal to 30 over 4. I got the first one. I will solve the second one. I will have minus 4x less than or equal to 21 minus 9. So it's 12. I will have, be careful, 4x less than or equal to 12. Since here I'm dividing by minus 4, I need to flip the sign. X bigger or equal than 12 over minus 4, and bigger or equal than minus 3. Then when I want to plot the points here on the number line, minus 3 is here, okay? Bigger, so I'm on this side like this, and 30 over 4 is somewhere here. I'm on this side, so I'm working in between. What does mean in between? So what is my value? And so I can write now and if I forgot. So from the graph, when you are doing the number line, you will be able to see if it's and or. Okay, so when I have the solutions in between, they meet together, so it's and. If I have it not in between, so it's or. Okay, that's it. So I'm gonna show it to you now, the graphing. This is minus 3, I can see it, okay. And it's in between. What does mean in between? It's and, so directly you'll be sure that it's and, it's not or. Let's go to this one. Also, if I want to solve it, I'm gonna take the 3 to the other side first. So I will have 3x, absolute value of 3x minus 2 bigger or equal than 11 minus 3, it's 8. And then I have two inequalities. I have, as it is, 3x minus 2 bigger or equal than 8. Oh my God, James, I forgot. Is it or and? Okay, I will not write anything now. In the end, when I finish solving, I will see what is my answer. 3x opposite now, 3x plus 2 bigger or equal than 8. And then I'm gonna solve it here directly. I will have x bigger or equal than 10 over 3. And I will have here minus 3x bigger or equal than 6. It means I need to flip my sign, x less than or equal to minus 2. Now, if I want to put it here on my line, I think you'll see it later anyway. This is minus 2 here. I'm less than, so I'm up here outside. They don't meet. And this is, if here is 10 over 3, I'm somewhere here bigger. So I'm sure that they don't meet, so it's or, it's not and. So like this, I'm sure that it's or, it's not and, so I'm safe. Okay, so you can check all the time of or and from the graph. I think you can see it. And yeah, that's it. So it's or, it's not and. Okay. Then you can solve it. Let's continue. I hope that you can see that it's organized. That's it. This is it. Okay. That's it. If you have any question, you know that you can